wow, who am I? Like, what am I? It's like, because he and I, it's like, yeah, it's just, it doesn't matter, yeah, he works really hard. He comes home from soccer at 10:30 at night, still got to do homework. Oh my God. And it's a lot of work, for a young boy, first year, high school. It's a lot of work, a lot of work. But he's holding himself, and there's a lot of subjects, a lot of things. And so I sort of know he's correctly. I mean, I know what's going on. So I go, yeah, you sort of missed this one, hey? You missed this too. What's going? Sorry for me snorting. But I said, like, what are you doing? Like, what? So he said, listen, mom, he says to me. I said, I'm listening. He says, listen, I was just going for the big things. I go, oh, really? Yeah, I was going for the big things. And I can do the little things later. I know how to do that. I'll get through it. Yeah.
You're probably enjoying that part much because that's one of the roles we get to grow into. We are not mom when we're born, dad when we're born. It's something that comes later in life. So we can sort of adjust the best version of ourselves. Our knowledge or what we want to share. No, no masks, no nothing. It's just who we are. It comes naturally. I enjoy when I'm with my children too.
I think what I like about that is because I'm just guiding him, it's just a guide. I'm just a guide. I'm not doing anything to tell him what he needs to be. I'm just guiding him for him to come out, because he has his own superpowers of allowing to know that he's got this, he can do this. And that's what he told me, because I said, Mom, I got this. I said, I know you do. Thank you very much. Thank you. I just like, yeah, you know. And then of course he thinks like sometimes when you have to, and this is interesting because I said to him, because I know his whole curriculum, I know. So if he misses anything, I know I look it up. I got a report. I must check up on him. Yeah. So he says like, "You're on my case." Eh? He tells me, "You're on my case." I said, "Well, it's part of my job. Also, if I didn't, then yeah, it's like me not caring, right? It's my way of showing you I really care." Yeah. So he says, yeah. So he texts me back later. I know you care, Mom, and I really appreciate it. But I got this. I'll get those things done. I said, yes, you will. And he has. So he says, with his grades, he says, in seventh grade more, I wanted to get A's, and I was only reaching for the A's. And I said, I know. But he says, Mom, I'm a B plus. I said, I know. So I'm going to stay with being B plus at the moment. He tells me this. I'm a B plus right now. I said, yes, you are. And a beautiful B plus you are. Says yes. And so I'm just gonna chill here. Okay, you chill. That's right. And then we'll see. Isn't that beautiful? And he can now accept the fact that he is where he wants to be, because that's what he's giving his best. But he's still going forwards, every day, striving, like just to, you know, see himself go through it, and gets to really experience it for himself. Mm. And that, to me, that sets me up for life, because I know that he's got that. And that has to be, that's, you know, I'm grateful that I gave him the environment for that. It does play a big part, you know, the environment that you're in, you know. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I'm very grateful. So yeah. Mm, yeah. Mm,
Thank you for expressing.
mm, mm. So I'm also grateful where I am. You see, I'm not thriving to be anything else than where I am now. And I think that's very important for me to acknowledge, because I you know, I don't need to prove anything here. Mm. And I can understand, because a lot of times when you get a sort of a nudge about something, that nudge is actually you.
Mm.
And it's hard for you to look at yourself, because it's easier to look at somebody else and to correct somebody else or tell somebody else. But the actual part here is we're not looking at ourselves, and that's who we should be looking at.
Mhm.
It's not the other person that's charging or triggering or something uncomfortable in you. So that's the question you have to ask. What is it? What am I feeling about this? And why am I feeling this? And how can I feel different? Because when you approach somebody that's completely the opposite to you, it's a sort of like, whoa, this is not fixing, it's not fitting my little box, you know. Here's Craig. Hey Craig. Hey Craig, how's it?
Good
Hey
morning, Craig.
Good morning, Craig.
Morning, Craig.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes. Hi,
Good morning,
Craig. Morning, Craig. So nice to say good morning to you.
Yes.
It is. It's so nice. Yeah. It's really nice. Like this morning, especially. Mm. Yeah. You see, a heart doesn't lie, man. A heart cannot lie. A heart wants what it wants. That's it. And when you connect to that, it's divine. You see, telepathic, you think it's not possible, but it is possible. When you think about something long enough, it will come. Why is that? It's because you're energetically calling it to you. That's how powerful you are. So when you have an impact in the house, that's very intuitive. You got to tap into it very quickly, because that is real energy. It can fire you up. And that's why there's certain people that do fire me up. Of course they do. Because it's just something that I want to fire up with. I want to spark with. And others that don't like it, but then they're not my friend. Simple as that. You can be acquainted from a distance. But when you come around this, you're going to be sparked up. When people come around this, come on this call, they're going to be sparked up. They're going to be lit. They're going to be lit. That's what I'm about today. I'm about being just fired and lit. Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Craig's back. Oh, good. So glad. So yeah, thank you. I can start my day. It's beautiful. Wow. That's why they say you can't choose your friends, but you can choose your friends. Woo! That's the best.
Friends are like family, they're just not biological family.
What's that?
Friends are family. It's just a family you choose for yourself.
Yeah. Yes. 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 Yeah. Well, I have a cousin on my dad's side. We grew up together. And we've gone through everything together in the sense of, our lives. And he found out a year ago. It was a year ago. I knew this, but I didn't, for reasons that I didn't tell him, because it was just something I didn't need to tell him at the time. It wasn't necessary. But his father, my dad's younger brother, is not his biological father. Not his father. And he loved his father, of course, And mom and dad divorced, or they separated. And his mother lived in Johannesburg and his father lived in Cape Town. So when he was 12, he came down to live with his father. Yeah. And when he told me last year, right, and he said, yeah, Nikki, Uncle Patrick, Pat, call him Pat, not my dad. I said, so how does that make you feel? So it doesn't make me feel anything because I love him. He said, absolutely. And he did. And Uncle Patrick loved Henry. Henry was his world. Well, literally was his world, And beautiful relationship they had, My uncle was an alcoholic, very bad one, when I say, because he lost his legs. And so he really needed to have people that could help him. And the only person that really could be there was Henry, his son. But the beautiful part is that when he found out that my cousin, Henry, was gay, he got my dad and all the family and said, this is my son, who I love. So if anyone wants to make some sort of opinion, leave now. And that was a powerful moment, because I looked at Uncle Patrick and I said, yes, because Uncle Patrick is a very gentle, my dad's younger brother was a humble, gentle, but very strong, but humble man. Never spoke, a man of very few words. But when he spoke, you knew that's it. And so he said, anyone doesn't like it, get up now and talk. Just get up now. No one got up. And he said, right, we don't discuss this any further. It's number one. And number two, it's my son. And that was because he was telling us that I chose this boy, to be my son. Knowing he's not my son, but I'm choosing him, and that's it. And I'm choosing his lifestyle, and I'm choosing what he chooses, and how he and what he wants to be and who he wants to love. And this is coming from a background that was Afrikaans. Alison will understand. My father was a farmer, came from a farmland, a boer, a very strong boer, like we call boer, like a B-O-E-R, boer. It's like a farmer. Yeah, they tough, man. They got some tough rules. But that's what it was. So when he told me, I said, I know. And he kept quiet for a few seconds. I said, I didn't know how to tell you because it wasn't necessary to tell you. It wasn't necessary. You know, I love you. I love you from the day I met you to I love you now. I love you. I love you. I love you so much. It's unbelievable. Because he's the most incredible human being. And he's my bestie. He knows me. Yeah, it's like he fills in my sentence. He just knows me. He knows me. He knows me. When I'm excited and crazy, yes, girl, go crazy. Go crazy. We dance and we sing and we cook together and we love nature and we swim and we talk this talk. He taught me this talk. He taught me to know myself. He taught me about authenticness. He taught me how to love my life. He taught me to know that I need to love myself. Because if I want to be a great mom, I've got to love myself. Because he says, then you will see. The love will pour out to him and he will just know. It's a feeling. So yeah, I'm very grateful. It's all coming together for me. I understand now. So thank you.
Thanks for that, Nikki. Well, I would just like to say, on the gay front, being gay isn't a choice. Not from a human perspective, anyway. Maybe from a higher self perspective, we choose to be gay. But from a human perspective, it's not a choice. It's just like you're attracted to men, Nikki. So am I. It's not a choice. It's just who you're attracted to. Craig's attracted to women. It's just he's attracted to women. It's not a choice. It's just when I was born, when I was like age 10, the first person I was attracted to was a guy. It wasn't a choice. So yeah.
Yeah, I hear that because I also got a nephew, and this is going to come was going to come from a big shock because, you know, he Andre is in Australia, he lives in Perth. And, you know, coming from my background, you know, and especially my dad and everything like this, you know, being a man in a sense of what is a man, you know, that's a joke. But okay, on that note, just on that note, when he came out, my God, he is so incredibly courageous, because this was coming against big, like, whoa, like, and when he came out at the age of 16. Well, he was 10. I mean, when you say 10, I knew this at a very young age, because when he came to the salon, when he came to visit me, there was something I could see. I knew it was, and it's got nothing to do with anything about being feminine, my dear, because my cousin has got, whoa, I'm going to show you a picture of him. Okay, he's a supermodel. Thank you very much. If you want to call about supermodel, he is a supermodel, honey. There's no joke about that. He is, hey? That's what that's his living. That's what he does. Okay? So he's a supermodel. But he is, you would never know. And people go, oh yeah, you know, they look like that. They look like that. No. You would never know. That's the beauty of it. He just comes as himself in all his glory. And when he eventually told at 16, it was like, for my sister, it was like, whoa. And when she called me, and she's like, what am I going to do? I said, what is there to do? What are you talking about? She said, well, Nikki, I said, what you got to do is nothing right now. There's nothing for you to do. And put your arms around him and be his mother. That's it. There's nothing for you to fix there. That is who he is. And it's for you to actually receive him 100% as who he is, as you carried him, as you gave birth to him, as you loved him, as you nursed him. You will continue doing that, because that's who you are. You are his mother. So sorry for being very emotional about that. And I'm speaking in a tone that maybe people don't like. But let me tell you what it does for me is everything. We do not have enough motherly love here. We do not have enough love in our hearts for each other, period. So I'm passionate about that. And yeah, I'm going to tone it in a tone that maybe, yeah, I could be a little softer and gentle and speak like this. But that's not me, you see. That's not me. And it's not for me to have the same tone for everybody just to be able to receive it. Yes, gentle, absolutely. Soft, yes, absolutely. Kind, yes, absolutely. Generous, absolutely. Vulnerable, absolutely. But I also know how I want to be. And I am a communicator, and that's it. So if anyone doesn't want to communicate with that, then that's also okay. But I'm not here to pitch my voice for somebody to go, oh, that's too loud, or oh, that's too this, or oh, you too this, or you too that, or it's too If that's the case, and you can't handle it, and it's triggering you, when you go look within yourself and say, okay, cool, it's a little much. Why is it too much for me? Ask that question. Because honestly, it's just you versus you. That's it. So, you know, I accept myself today, 100%.
You can just see how much pain and sorrow your nephew saved himself and the world from by being his authentic self instead of lying.
Exactly.
It doesn't change who who he was. He was still your sister's
No.
son, everything. He doesn't change because he had a different perspective. He was just sharing it so they would know him authentically.
Exactly. But it's coming out, you see, coming out of a thinking of a shame, that I'm going to shame my family, because that's so, think about it. What trauma that a person's got to go through. It's so ridiculous. It's sad. And that's with everyone. We're so shame to feel that we can't express ourselves because, it's going to trigger somebody. And let it trigger them. Let them be triggered. Because all that is stops you from going within and saying, oh, must I be like how they want me to be? Because then they'll accept me and appreciate it. Or I don't need the approval. I don't need you to appreciate me. I don't need the validation. I don't need the clapping of the hands. I'm doing this because I'm serving. I come here with a service, not to myself, but to others. And that's enough. And if you have a journey with someone, it is the journey that you take them through all phases of their lives, not just the good times, but also the bad times, ugly times, messy times. When all the money goes, how are you going to now treat each other? When you make a mistake, how are you going to be able to just love them through the mistake? Because it's just a mistake. Thank you. It's powerful, man. It's really powerful. And yes, in time, you are the lotus. You're going to shed all those thousands petals coming off one by one. But they come off by one, eh? It's a process. So be gentle with yourself. Be kind. Just be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Because you're going to love others in a way that people are going to love you, because that is what they feel about you. And that's what I feel now.
It doesn't really matter what you do. You'll always have somebody who doesn't agree with you.
Exactly.
You can't satisfy the whole world.
And if you're coming from a chronic pleaser like I was, because I thought I had to please everybody to make them happy, then I could be happy. I know that wound. I've worked with that wound my whole life, so I know.
Same here.
Yeah, it's a very frustrating. It's very frustrating. And then you can let it go now. You can just let it go, We're not made for everybody, yeah. We're not made for everybody. Not everybody has to like you. That's okay. I mean, let's face it. There's many people that don't like me for years, and then they come back to me and and I go, yeah, it's okay. Oh, Nikki, why did you not tell me? I said, no, you weren't ready. You weren't ready. You needed to process what needed to be processed, and it's sometimes it gets overwhelming for people,
We weren't ready either. We didn't accept ourselves. So how could we tell this stuff when we needed to hide ourselves all the time? We needed to please them, so we told them what they wanted to hear.
Now, isn't that interesting? And how true that is? Because you play small, because there's a difference playing small and giving somebody space, but stay in your power and let them be powerful. Because that's what you are. You are powerful. There's no need to domineer another, put down somebody, point where they went wrong. Why didn't you point where they did right? Why don't we focus on that now? Focus on what's going right. Why are we always focusing what's wrong? Oh, you missed that. You didn't do that for me. You don't love me. Are you kidding me? No. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Focus
I
on
would like to
yourself.
share something about the gay thing and being authentic. I'll have to tell a bit. I'll have to tell a bit of the backstory. I don't really tell people.
Yes, please. Please tell the
Um,
backstory.
2018, I was in a
Mm.
10-year relationship with a guy. It wasn't a very good relationship. I was very codependent. I felt like I needed him. And he was we were both shit in the relationship. It wasn't just him, I was shit as well. You know, it was both of us. But he became a psychologist. He did psychology in uni. And it started getting worse because he started using his psychology against me. And he really got on my head that I needed him. And I basically felt trapped. I felt like I didn't have anyone because my family weren't there. I felt like I had no one. And then I met my friend, Manor. We became best friends. Like, you know, you meet someone, you just click straight away. We just clicked straight away. And yeah, I felt like I already knew when we clicked straight away. And like, it's the first time that I'd ever felt love from someone. Like that level of love, that level of friendship, it was the first time. Because before I met Monora, it was always me giving and people taking, and I'd never felt that level of love. Anyway, she helped me to leave my ex, which was really hard because I was really codependent at that point. Completely different than I am now. I was really codependent at that point. Yeah, anyway, and because she's from a Muslim background, her parents are Muslim, and because she's got a disability as well, her parents are like really overprotective, and it is cultural as well, culturally. They're nice people, they're good parents, they're just really overprotective. And anyway, at that point, Manor was coming to see me because I went into a refuge at this point because I didn't know where else to go. I didn't know where else to turn. Anyway, she was coming to see me, helping me, supporting me because I needed that support at the time because I was really codependent. She was coming to see me, but every time she came to see me, she would tell her parents that she's going to uni because if it's for uni, then she was allowed out the house. But if it was to socialize, she wasn't allowed out the house. She wasn't allowed to have male friends. Yeah, she literally wasn't allowed out. She was only allowed out for uni. Parents like really overprotective, and she was like in a cage, how she put it. Anyway, cut a long story short, her uni was finishing, and her parents knew uni was finishing. So she said to me, I won't be able to come and see you anymore because I won't be allowed out. I've got no excuse that I'm going to uni. So we won't be able to see each other again, like in person. And at that point, I did really need her because I felt really broke at that point, and she was the only support I had at that point. And so she said to me, the only way out is marriage, because the only way her parents will let her have freedom is if she gets married, because then the control goes to the husband. In their culture, because it's Pakistan culture, the control goes to the husband. So the only way she would be allowed to move out and have her own life is if she got married. So I agreed to marry her, just because at that point I needed her and she needed me. We needed each other at that point. And at the time, it was like, it's gonna give her freedom. She'll be able to do what she wants, and it will give me the support I need. So anyway, we got married. I'm grateful for it because we've done a lot of beautiful things together. I don't see it as a marriage, so I just see it as friends. Because if it wasn't for her parents, she wouldn't have got married. She's even said the same. If it was for her parents, because I'm a gay man, it wouldn't have happened. We did it purely for her parents, so she could have freedom and so I could have support. Anyway, I invited my family purely because it would look strange if I didn't invite any family. It would look strange to her parents. So we had to make it look, you know, like the real thing. So I invited my family, and now I go and see my family. They think that I'm actually married to a woman and I'm a gay man. And yeah, it's like when I see them, like, oh, how's Manor? And it's like they think that I'm straight now, and it's like I'm a gay man. No. So when I see my family, I feel like I'm wearing a mask a bit because I don't want to tell them the story. They don't need to know. And honest at that point, if I had one family member that was supporting me, I don't think I would have got married. But I had no family supporting me. I was literally felt so alone. So yeah, I get it about wearing a mask because every time I see my family, I feel like my mum. I was talking to yesterday, and she was like, "Oh, how's Manor? How's your wife?" And I'm like, feel like I'm wearing this mask. I'm like, "Oh, she's okay, but we're just friends. That's it. It's just a piece of paper she needed, you know." But now she can do what she wants. She can wear a dress. She can go out. She can go out with friends. She can do what she wants now. So, long story short, but yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I just feel like I'm wearing a mask
Wow.
when I see my
Yeah, I
family.
hear
Like,
that.
I
I
went to my
know.
brothers. I went to my
Mm.
brothers, and he's like, "Oh, where's your wife?" And I'm like, "I'm a gay
Mm.
man."
I
I don't want to
know,
tell
I
the story.
know.
I don't want to
It's
tell them the
so,
story because it's like,
oh
you
my
know,
gosh. Mm, mm. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy because Henry wanted to also tell his dad that, you know, so badly at that time, before this was announced, before, going back, he showed him, he's got girlfriends, So Uncle Patrick used to talk to me and say, "Oh yeah, Henry's got a nice girlfriend." I said, "Yes." We got yes, because we knew no, it's not actually the girlfriend. But at that moment, it was for what he could handle. Is that understandable? Yeah, what he could handle. And so this is where we gave him that understanding, and then as Henry, obviously he came that he told his dad, "No, I'm actually gay. I like men." So my uncle said, "What? You're kidding me?" No, no, I'm not. Like,
the
because
thing is about me though.
it,
Sorry,
yeah.
like my family knew that I was gay. I came out at 18. Basically, they
Yeah.
said they would have been more shocked if I was straight. That's what my sister said to me. They all knew that I was gay from a young age, basically. But then when I said to them about marrying a woman, none of them said to me, "I thought you were gay." They were just like, "Oh, And I was like, "It's strange. I've been gay my whole life," and then suddenly, But like I said,
Yeah.
I don't see it as a marriage. It was just
I
what
think
needed at
yeah,
the time.
I think that's wonderful. That's really, yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for her parents, she would have just moved in, and then we would have just been friends.
Yeah.
But because
Yeah, it's
she needed
wonderful.
she needed that piece of paper to actually be able to move out, and she's lied
You
to me
get,
because she's got a disability. She said it's not like I can just get up and walk out.
yeah, yeah,
I've had to
yeah.
stop because I'm in a wheelchair. I can't get up and walk out. So it's doubly hard. If I was able to just walk out, I would. I'd be like, oh, and get my own place. But it's not like I can't walk out. And because of the Muslim culture, they're really protective. Like, you can't wear that dress. You're showing too much arms.
You gave her you gave her freedom.
Yeah, but she did as well because she helped me
Yeah.
get away from it. So if it wasn't for her,
Yeah.
honestly, I wouldn't have
Yeah.
left. And if I hadn't married her, because
Yeah.
after we got married, she moved in and she helped me get over it. Basically, I needed that person. I needed that support because I was very codependent and
Absolutely.
very, If she hadn't have moved
Wow.
in, if I hadn't have got married and her parents wouldn't let her come and see me again, I know I would have
Mm,
ended up going back to my ex, and I would still be with him. It
absolutely.
needed
Yeah.
to happen for me to leave.
Wow. What how
Yeah,
courageous, eh? Talk about
just
courage.
with my
Yeah.
family when I see them, they're like, oh, and it's like I'm a gay. I'm not like, screaming in my head, I'm a gay man, but then it's like I don't want to
Mm,
tell them the story. You know, it's not
mm.
my family don't need to know it. You know.
Yeah, isn't that? Yeah. You see, that's the beauty of not telling your story also. You know, you don't need to tell your story to everybody. People need to earn your story. They need to earn you. Because you're unique. Let me tell you something. Yes, you. Yeah. And it's just mine. It's just blows me away. And I go, yes, thank you. So I want to thank you today, but not everybody deserves to hear your story. If you know what I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
And
So that's
honestly, as
where,
well, like Manor, because
yeah,
their family is not intentional. They're really nice people. It's cultural, but they were quite abusive. You know,
yeah,
like not allowed to go out, not allowed to wear a dress, not allowed to
yeah,
have friends. It's
yeah, it's prison.
it's classed as abuse, but her family don't see it that way. They see it's cultural. They say
Yeah, it
we're your
is cultural.
parents, you know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, mm,
um,
mm, yeah,
she wouldn't want me going around telling a story because she doesn't want people to know how bad it was with her parents because it
yeah,
was really
yeah,
bad. They couldn't leave.
yeah.
Only for uni she was allowed to leave because that's an achievement. So she's allowed to leave for uni. But anything else now?
But you know, can you see how bondage she was? She was in bondage. That's bondage. Not living her, her absolute truth of being able to put a dress on, even not being able to go outside. You see how people can restrict you?
Well, she
Hmm?
was like she could go out.
Yeah,
Like
they
when I met
restrict
her,
you.
I met her at a friend's birthday party meal. Like she
Mm,
organised it. But every 5 minutes, mum would be phoning her, "Where are you? Where are you?" And she couldn't enjoy herself with every 5 minutes on the
yeah,
phone. Come home, come home.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow.
It was really
You were
controlling.
truly, you were truly a
And
key for each other. Yeah. You
she said
unlocked
to
each
me,
other. Yeah. You unlocked each other.
yeah,
Yeah. You
and
also
she said to
unlocked her
me,
potential. You unlocked her potential. My God, my God. My God, you made her absolute known that she can be queen. She can rule.
and she
She
said
can
to
live.
me that
Yeah.
when she met me, I really surprised the parents because she always got told because of a disability she'd
Wow.
never meet anyone, and no mum would want her because she can't cook and clean, so no mum would want
Wow.
her. So when I met her and she said she'd met someone, they were all really surprised. They were like gobsmacked that she's actually because they always told her that she never would, that she's not good enough to get married, basically.
The
So they were
king
all
and
gobsmacked.
queen. King and queen came together. Mm.
And she also told me as well at that point that her mum doesn't like having friends because she doesn't want to lose her.
Yeah, that's it.
So she doesn't like
That,
having friends.
well, thank you for that share because there's a lot in. There's a lot there. So much. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you.
Yeah, it tells me how much I've changed because when I was with my ex, I was with him 10 years. He used to treat me really like shitty, but I did the
Mm.
same, but he treated me really shitty. And then because he did psychology, he would tell me that he's pre-grieving and he's treating me like shit because he's grieving my death before I died. Because he would use my condition as a way of me needing him. like being codependent on him.
Mm.
Oh, if you leave me, you're gonna die alone and all that. And he would like really, you know, get into my mind.
Yeah.
It just shows me how far that I've come.
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
And the thing is now, like I said to her, because I talked to her about this, about we're getting a divorce, because I don't see it as a marriage, I just see it as a friendship. And I said to her, you wouldn't need to tell your parents, just I can still go around and pretend to be, you know, you wouldn't need to tell them. You've still got your freedom, you know. So I could still go around and play happy husband, you know. So she can have her freedom still. They wouldn't need to know. Because we have spoke about this. Yeah. Thanks for letting me share my story. Just tied into what you were saying, Nikki, about your cousin. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for sharing.
Oh, it's so powerful. That's the power of love. Demonstrated.
Friends
Demonstrated.
are telling the truth ourselves. So they put
My,
a piece
my.
of it.
Wow. 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 Now I understand why. A magnet of love. You're magnetic. What a blessing. What a blessing. You see, that's the love that is real. That's real love.
Yeah, we did get married out of love, but it was friendship love. It wasn't romantic.
Yeah, but
We got
when
married.
this is not sexual. Well, we're not talking
Yeah, that's what I
sexual
mean.
here.
The power of
We're
love.
not talking.
Yeah.
I'm talking the vibrational of you being you and her being her, and then you unite because you know the love that you have for each other is giving each other the freedom to have a life, that she can have a life. You gave her life through your love, friendship.
We're still respecting and
Okay,
honoring.
we understand that much. We understand that much. And being a gay man in your own right is even extraordinary. Because I tell you, it takes a man to do that. Let me tell you. So if you're concerned about anything, that is a true man. Yes. Man that can lift somebody up. They know they have the absolute power to open the door for her freedom. Because she needed a man, she needed a husband, she needed a partner, she needed someone, because she needed the masculine to come through for her. So this masculine and the feminine, wow, that's it. Yeah.
She needed it just to be able to breathe without permission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see the
Well,
masculine, that's it, Ian. The masculine and the feminine, you see. It's not a gender. We understand that much, right? Can we all understand that, right? We all have to understand that. The other people that are listening, they need to understand that. This is not about anything about a female and a male here. We're talking masculine that we all have to embrace that masculine in the feminine, but we also got to experience the masculine with the feminine. And so the male, the man has to also experience his feminine. He also needs to be gentle.
And
And
one thing I
kind.
can say, she showed me what love was, because before that point, I never had anyone genuinely want to help me about a hidden agenda. So
Yeah.
she showed me what love was. So we did get married out of love. It was love,
Yeah.
friendship, love, you know.
Yeah. That's right. And to your masculine, as a man, you took the initiative to lead. Yeah, this. To lead. That's number one. Number two, you unlocked her from where she was to where she can be. Number three, you allowed her. You know, and through that, the exchange of her feminine, because she's feminine. She's a feminine. Yeah. You get the word feminine. She nurtured you because she knew that you needed to be nurtured and loved and hold and say, you're going to get through this. It couldn't come from her masculine. It had to come from her feminine. And you gave her the opportunity to be feminine with you, that she could be soft with you, that she could be gentle with you, that she could love you the way you needed to be loved. She needed to know that she's there for you no matter what. Yeah, that's when the feminine and the masculine come together, and then they come at one zinc. There's nothing than just ease and a flow, because you are now in your feminine and in your masculine, and you can now be, you know.
It was meant to happen though, because a year after we got married, she had to have a major heart operation, and she had 3 operations because the first 2 went wrong. And if we didn't get married, I wouldn't have been there to support her. And she said to me that she really needed me because I was in the hospital with her. And she said to me, if I wasn't there, she wouldn't have gone through with it.
Exactly.
Because it was a massive operation, like, and she
A
was
lifeline.
recovering.
A lifeline. That's why I say, friends, people in your life are lifelines. They add to your life. They add to your life. A good friend will add to your life. Trust me on this. Because they don't want anything from you. They just want you to thrive. They want you to know that you're not alone.
Just like that films, they just want to be a part of a beautiful life.
Yeah. You know, you just want to be with people that can just like enjoy the moment.
Be expansive.
Yeah. Be open. Be open to different cultures, different foods. Start with that. Before we start, you know, not knowing how to work with people, but let's start with different varieties. You'll be surprised.
Like though, when I met her,
you'll be surprised.
It was definitely a soul contract when I met her, because my ex-partner that I left was also Pakistan. So when I met her, when she said about like the stuff with her and women, I already knew it all, because my ex already told me it all. So it's like she didn't have to explain anything. I already knew it all. I knew how how women from that background are trapped and they can't cry. I already knew it all because of my ex. So it's like she didn't need to explain anything to me. It's like I already knew. I know. It was like a glove in a hand. It fit perfectly. Definitely agreed before birth. Definitely. We definitely sat down and was like, we want this dynamic. We want this to happen. Definitely.
Can I say something? I know that this is something I want to say something to myself too. And I'm very grateful for it right now. My God, thank you. So my best friends have been gay people. This is an unusual thing, but it's the truth. But when I say unusual, it's just come to me. The first person that I can absolutely say that I've always been around myself with, it's just come to me right now. Thank you. I worked with a guy called Trevor. We worked many years together. And there was one moment in my life that I could say I could be myself, and I couldn't understand who this person was with him. But it was so much joy to be in his presence. It was so much fun. And you know, we used to run around in our knickers and him in his underpants. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. The level of comfort.
We used to come after work. Nick, you're gonna come over. I'm making something, you know, because he knew whatever are gonna come, we're gonna cook. And here he is in his underpants. I'm talking underpants, my dear. I said, listen, you're gonna not put pants on or something. He says, listen, girlfriend, I've got my pants on, okay? Yes. And we're running around the apartment like we're like children. No joke. We got music going, you know, and we just hulling and cutting on and putting masks on our faces. And we are like, just like watching this one episode and cheer and whatever was on, we were just in. But in that moment, I was at my absolute bliss. I didn't want to leave him. I didn't want to leave. Eventually, some nights we just used to sleep over. Yeah? Yes. It was the best. And wake up and it's like, okay, we're gonna go to work now. Okay, yeah, we gotta go to work because we work together. And then he would bring me some oatmeal with some blueberries or something. I go, yes, you're just the best. He says, yes, cool. Just better eat because you know you need your food. I said, yes, I do. He just knew. He knew how to crack me up. He knew how to make me laugh. He knew when I felt like I was a complete failure. He used to say to me, listen, look at yourself in the mirror, girlfriend. I go, okay, snap out of it. Otherwise, I'll slap you right now and shake you. I'm going to stop it. We used to have a talk, a hairdressing kind of talk too, you know? We have this talk. So we use slang words. So I can't use the slang words here because it's not going to go well and I have to explain the slang words and it's not going to be able to. Well, I don't want to spend that time there with that, but it was the best. And you know, when I left South Africa, he looked at me, says, I've seen you travel all over the world, but I know when you're going to go to New York, you're going to stay. I know this much. Yeah. It was a very hard breakup for us to not be together. And he said, I know it's a plane away and I know it's a phone call away now. And so it's okay. We're not going to, you know, but yeah, you know, just keep me in your heart all the time. Just keep me there and I'll keep you, you know. And so we said, okay. The second person that came into my life that I felt my authentic person and completely myself, that I was just amazed, because I used to ask a lot of questions to him, and it didn't matter if it was a stupid question. He said, "No question is stupid, Nikki. This is my cousin Henry that I just spoke about. He taught me a lot of things." And also a lot of things to nurture myself and what I like and why I like it and what does it do for you, you know? So being with him, running into the cold ocean on a hot summer day in Cape Town was the best. You know what I mean? Going clubbing with him was the best. Even if it was a gay club, I loved it. I thought I was in the best place ever. I actually only went to gay clubs because I could feel myself there. I knew I wasn't going to be judged. There's something there that was just explosive to me. I just thought these people love each other. They just freaking love each other. No matter if it was a lust or desire or whatever, we all have that. So let's look over ourselves. But when you get to the place where you can be yourself with someone, be yourself in the atmosphere, be yourself when you can go anywhere and just show up as yourself. Now, let me tell you, that's a cup full. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you now, this is here it comes. Here it comes. Thank you. And now it's you, Ian. You are the third man that has made me feel that feeling. And now I understand. Because you see me. But not only see me, yeah. That is the power of love. And that's what you've given to me. Wow, thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
Yeah, this is unlocked a lot of things for me here. Many things. In fact, every bondage that I've ever been in, it's been unlocked. Every limitation's been unlocked.
I'm going to have to love you and leave you now, but thank you for...
love and leave. That's right. Love and leave. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Much love all.
Thank you. Love you, Ian. Thank you.
Love you too.
Bye, Ian.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
Bye, have a great day.
Take care.
Thinking about reflecting on the conversations. With the three structures in the background. One is the wounding structure, which is where we avoid. Two is the judger structure, where we take things personal, make it personal. And then the survival structure, scarcity. The fear, the scaredness, the always finding what's wrong or blame or not, and just how those three structures are intertwined, built upon each other, layers. And I think of it as their survival structure is what we learned, observed as just before school, like that age. Then taking it personal was when we were learning through school, younger ages, learning, we were competing, we were rewarded, we were found our place in society is what we begin to learn. And of course, all three of them are working all the time. And then in the wounding, it's like realizing where we were wounded through it. Just how all of those shape our perspective. Shape our tendencies.
I sent Ian a little note now to say, and I heard that very clear about the structures. Thank you. Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, because the structure was actually what Ian had all this time, that he was very powerful. And you've accepted me from the beginning because you love. And whatever he had, resistance with me, being intimidated, was actually something that he wanted. And he used it for his advantage and went within himself because he is love. And when you come from a place of love, there will be no judgment. There's no resistance there. There's acceptance of the now. Not wishing, not even having desire for a person to change. Because you see them for who they are and who they can become. And that was very bold of very bold of Yin to share that story. As far as intimacy, that really going deep inside and allowing us to know. I honor that and I respect that. Yeah. He's definitely centered. To change somebody's life like he changed mine and he's changed his friends. And that's the meaning to my life. That my life is my life. I can't be walking anyone else's life.
And the wounding, the judger, fear. Is just looking for love, looking to be loved, looking to give love, looking for acceptance, looking to belong. And we just question, it's like, well, when aren't we belonging? It's just a made up. How sad that is. And how that wounding and judger scarcity keeps us from seeing it.
Interesting. I actually posted a reminder that came on my Facebook this morning. It was really interesting. I shared it. Surround yourself with people that push you to do and be better. No drama or mess, just higher goals and higher vibrations. Good times and positive energy. No jealousy or hate. Simply bringing out the absolute best in each other. When you do that, you will know that you belong, that you're loved, that you're significant. You are loved just the way you are, for who you are. And when you get to that place, you can only rise above. No need to be anything else than you. Because it will be a shame when you have to wear a mask, like Ian has to wear a mask at this moment with his other family, thinking that he's straight, because he's not. Because it makes other people.
I just choose to be with people who are authentic, but we did other things that weren't allowed by the law. But I saw the other groups or whatever we call them, and they were lying, cheating, doing whatever. At least my friends were honest. We may have done things that hurt ourselves, but it didn't hurt anybody else. They say walking on the dark side. Well, it's just as light as anybody else's path. Every place of darkness. It's the darkness that makes us just see the light.
But then you also have to see the darkness before you see the light, because that's the thing. The darkest of the dark is the hour before the sun sets. So just as I came from a country that had apartheid and discriminated, black to white, it's as much as America, much as everybody in Australia, New Zealand, we all came from that slavery mentality, yeah? Because we were judged by our actual color of our skin or culture.
And we take slavery as you can look at England in the so-called Dark Ages. They were taking whomever they got prisoner, they became their slaves. It was white having white slaves.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. Yeah,
it's just a concept that's been adjusted to be a different color, different anything.
Yeah. I hear that.
Good morning, Alison.
Hey, Alison.
Good morning
Morning,
and good afternoon, everybody.
Interesting.
Good-
Lovely.
Good morning, Allison.
Morning, Alison.
So I'm late, but I wanted
Not really,
to.
not really, not really. You're on time. Trust me, you're on perfect time.
You're just in time.
You're just in
Just
time.
in time.
You're just in time for tea, darling. Woo!
I
Tea
wanted,
time.
I wanted to give my words that I woke up with, and they were
Yes.
sacred hub.
Sacred what?
Hub.
What is hub again?
HUB. A hub. A hub is usually a space where there's lots of activity.
I love that.
Like a straw hut. You mean hut?
Because they usually say Wednesday
Sorry,
is the hub. So I'm just thinking hub day. Like, is it a hub day? Like, you know what I mean? Wednesday hub day. You know, they have that. You know what that means, right? I was just thinking, what's going on now, Alison? Are you bringing the hub into the circle yet? Because that's what I'm
No, I
interpreting.
I don't think I'm bringing it in. I think I got it as a description of what happens here.
Oh my goodness. Interesting. Yes, yes.
That's why I wanted to bring it.
Brilliant. Yes. Humble. Is that what it is? Humble, eh? Humble. Beautiful. It's a beautiful word, that humble.
Mm.
Beautiful. Wow, thank you. Thank you, Alison. Humble.
So what was the first word again, Allison?
Sacred.
Sacred. So a sacred hub.
Yeah.
Logistics centers, right, or hubs.
Yeah.
Hubs are the center of the wheels.
Yeah.
Hubs.
That's
Hubs.
right.
It's where everything.
Yes, it is.
The
I looked it up.
The heart is the hub of the circulation.
Oh, I like that. Yes, that's right. That's right. It says hump, the central part of a wheel, rotating on or with, and so and from which the spoke radiant. Isn't that interesting, hey? Yes.
How
So
much
yesterday.
the hut stays in the same place.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
And I think it also came because I've been thinking a lot about what Jessie brought up in terms of the spotlight and then what happens around on the edges. So it's like being on a stage and what goes on in the wings of the stage.
Say that again. Say that again, Alison. What's on the stage?
I think on the wings, it's like being on stage and what happens in the wings of the stage. You know, when you're putting on a play or when you go and watch a play, and everything around that happens around the stage conspires to support what's happening on the stage.
Yes.
And I think that's what produced. Like I just, that was when I woke up with it, I thought that's so interesting. I wonder where that's come from. Anyway, it's what we can do when we gather, and we're aware of all of what we are.
hump also means heads up.
Hub also means what, Nikki?
Heads up.
Oh,
Heads, Heads, heads up, like heads up, thumbs up, heads up.
yeah,
It means that also.
yeah.
Yeah. So I give you heads up. Mm. 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 Right. Sometimes, you know, when I see and I hear and I listen, and all that now, and I ask myself, and it's just so becomes so easy. Isn't that interesting? The whole body relaxes, no tension. Just my heart is thinking, wow. And it just fills me up, and I just feel that love coming. And I feel alive. I feel alive. And I go, thank you for
Yeah,
that.
and that's what our bodies are built for.
Yeah. You make me feel alive. That's what you make me feel. And I'm not even there with you, but I am. That's the
So
power
that makes
of
me
love.
think, Nikki, of something else that I thought about yesterday too. Is that? Oh, let me see if I can get it now. Sorry. We are a reflection of. Oh, it's gone. It was
You'll get
R
it. You'll
words.
get it. You'll get it. You'll get it. Just wait. Just wait. You'll get it. Just breathe.
Oh, we are receivers and we are reflectors.
Hallelujah. We are what? A receiver. Please
We are
don't get me excited
receivers
now
and
because my voice is
reflectors.
going to start raising. I'm going to get very excited, like I'm at a party. And I'm going to see balloons now. I'm letting balloons out of my window because that's what I'm feeling right now. So what did you just say? Say it one more time.
Okay, so
Because
we
I had to
are
I had to tone
reflectors.
myself down before I hear it for the second time that I can just
Nikki,
process
wait,
and
take a breath.
I know. Okay, let's go. Okay, birthday time. Let's go. Let's go. Birth it. Say it one more time.
Okay. We are reflectors and we are
Yeah.
receivers. So we receive the light and we reflect it. And that's what
Hallelujah.
when you described what you were experiencing from, you know, what I was saying, that's what I see ourselves to be often for the other. We receive something and then we can reflect it. And what we reflect then gets received by the other person.
Is it?
So that continual interaction, and that's what happens in a sacred hub. Or what can happen.
Totally.
It's all the possibilities.
How you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Or we could say also how you do one thing is how you can do everything.
Yeah.
That's probably why this place is such a beautiful place. It's because we are receiving and reflecting each other's lights.
Totally.
Yeah, I think so.
The shadows, we bring in the shadows out. That's what it is. You know, the things that we couldn't talk about, or the things that we felt ashamed of, the things that we want others to know that don't want them to know. You know, I mean, Ian just said something today that was very, very profound when he shared that, because, yeah, he's let it known now. You know, it's out of the cap. You know, it's like, yeah, it's out. So there's nothing to, you know, feel than just be. So more and more you see him open, more and more you see things that he's doing, and he's really putting it into action too. So he's not just saying it, he's actually doing it, because he's allowing himself to know that he can hear it and then act on it. Because only he knows what he needs to do. Right. And yeah, so it's just a really that's what it is. It's a reflection. Because we all want to tell everybody else how to live their lives, but we're not living our own lives. We all want to live other people's lives. Yeah, we want to live other people's lives, but we don't want to appreciate that we can wake up in the morning. So we have a lot to overcome. You have a lot to overcome. But it's not the overcoming, it's the strength that pulls you through. It's not the thing that you want to escape. I don't want confrontation. But I'm not going to deny the confrontation, because I know the beauty is going to come out of that. So everything in my life, if I look at it, it didn't come from a comfort. It didn't come from a cushy place, sugar-coated, lovely. It came from the hardest place. The hardest place. The most painful place.
The other thing that I was also sitting with yesterday was those in-between levels of, that's how what I call it at the moment, I guess, because I don't really have the language for it, but it has to do again with what we talk about often in terms of timing. But it's that, so it's that space in which you have a vision, say for instance, you have a vision or a desire or clarity about what you're going for. And so you've got that, let's say that's in the spotlight. Okay, and then everything around, as we've said, if there's this ring around the spotlight where it supports what's happening in the spotlight. But then the timing doesn't seem to work. And it's that fluidity that we have to dance between our desire and what's there in the context, what we can use to bring that desire into manifestation. And also to be able to discern, oh, okay, so, but that was my desire. But actually what's happening is that there's a whole lot of other stuff that's happening and it keeps on coming in. And to just be aware, because perhaps what it is that you've had your BDI on is not, it's not the right timing for it, and you've got to shelve it. But at the same time, there's all this other stuff that is coming in, and you've got the opportunity to make magic with that. And that's, I find people, I mean, I'm sure if I had to think for myself, if I had to think back, I'd probably be in those situations as well. But there's just, in my social situation, there seems to be so much of that happening for people. And I was really struck by some of the stories that have been told where it was really obvious that what was coming in from the sideline needed way more attention at this, because of the timing of it. And so it's just highlighted again for me how important and useful creating space is, which is awareness. And you know, and how our bodies are able to facilitate that for us, just as you described, Nikki, so well. You know, what you feel like when you have that internal space.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's all of that stuff that's like been percolating and coming out. And I think that super moon was very intense and powerful. There was so much stuff that seemed to be happening for people at a deeper level than I think, and you know, lots of stuff that comes out of the shadow.
That's why everyone matters. That's why your journey, your story matters. And that's why what you have been through and going through is allowing you to say that you can be in another space where you created, because you are the creator. You have created all of this, right? Right now we're creating as we speak. So, and that is all by allowing to be demonstrated. As a mother demonstrates the love that she has for a child. Yeah? Demonstrate. You don't say to somebody, I love you, and then hurt them. Yeah? Because that's not love.
No.
And if you think, very honestly, very kindly say, oh, that wasn't my intention, I'm sorry. Or, oh no, that's not what I meant. Oh, you got me wrong. Oh, you too sensitive. No, if that's the case, then you're not in a level to come in agreement and make the space open enough. Because when your guard is up, your guard is up. And that you cannot come down till you know that you can show up the way you want to show up.
That's why alignment is so
That's why alignment
too.
Yeah. I'm not for superficial talk. I'm not here to say, hello, how's the weather? What do you do for a living? How much do you earn? I'm not interested in that. I've never have been interested in that. But what I'm interested in is being in a space that I can be 100% myself. Otherwise, I will not come into the space. And that's what I'm putting down to my understanding of my life right now. I had too many people in my life tell me who I am and who I should be. How should I act? How should I speak? How should I even eat? When Ian spoke about his friend, I was that friend. I was that friend, that woman that needed a friend. That could unlock my pain because they loved me, because they're there for me. And when I needed food, they were there. When I needed something to drink, they were there. Or everybody coming against you, condemning you, judging you. You just needed that one person to say, no. And as I said, he's the third person. 3 is my lucky number. When I say lucky number, it's a very good trinity. I like that 3. Because the best friends that came into my life, the best people, the best friends that I can say truly today, my best friends is Trevor, my first. And the second is my cousin. And now it's Ian. It's Trinity. So I had to go through a life that was rejected, that felt abandoned, that didn't feel loved. And maybe my circumstances did show that. And that's no lie. But I'm not victim to that. Because I know what I have gone through to get to this place where I can say now, I'm in a place where I'm myself. And that can trigger you, but it doesn't trigger me because I'm not changing for you. So you either accept me for who I am or tell me to go. But I'm not going to be in any place that I'm not welcome. And I sure word speak. Because I know who my, this is where I'm taking back my power. And I allow you to have your power. There's no power struggle here.
Mm.
And I've acknowledged everyone's gifts, everyone's greatness and genius. So I embrace the love that I have in my heart. Yeah. Thank you.
So the other thing that came to me and what I was thinking a lot about yesterday was also so much from what we've been encouraged here to practice it, to observe our automatics, right? So with tension, to be aware of when you're relieving it with an automatic or whether you are relaxing into it. And if you relax into the tension, that's when I think you come out with a new creation. And you allow it in that space to come to you. So remember the other day when Jessie was talking about how we can allow ourselves to be magnetized towards something rather than pulling something towards us, to ourselves. So there was a similarity for me in that direction. That we often go for relieving the tension until we realize that sometimes it's creative tension. But then on another level, being able to break through the tension is also important. So I was thinking, so what's the difference? And I think that might be it, that if you can be aware enough that it's not an automatic and you're observing enough of the tension and you can see that it's opportunity for creative endeavors or manifestations to take place, and you relax into it, and then in that relaxing into it, you're listening. To really be able to listen, you have to relax. And if you're relaxing and listening, then that's not an automatic. And so in saying that now, also what I'm thinking or feeling, I think it's both together, is that could be one way in which one can facilitate the, I want to say natural order, or you could say, you could say divine order, in which things can much more easily take place. Because there's that dance. So it's a deeper, for me, it's a deeper level. It's a more subtle level of awareness of where you're dancing, where you're moving, where you're discerning, where you're reflecting, and where you're receiving.
Powerful observations.
It makes sense, Jesse.
Hmm. Deeper we go with it, the more we uncover.
Yeah.
And it's a hub, right? The hub. The more you put a focus on the spotlight, look around it, you see things differently.
Yeah.
And the automatic when we're doing that is often things we already have created before we are using, instead of when we are think about it or do it a new way, we have to start building from scratch. So it's a new creation.
Every day is new.
Yes. And every day is built on what was built before.
Mm.
And then you choose with every day which part of what was built before you want to use. So that endeavor of choice is so, it's also so central and important when we realize that we really do have the power of choice. And it's not always evident to us, and it's not always what we think we need to choose or we need to make a choice about.
Yeah. I don't see any more struggle, you know, I don't see struggle anymore. I don't even see a problem anymore.
That's beautiful, Nikki.
Yeah, it really is. It's amazing.
Mhm.
And I'll take that new of what I've just processed now, you know, because it's an evolving situation all the time.
Mhm.
So you take it and you go, okay, nice process there, let's go. And you just see yourself acting differently, speaking differently, being differently, and it's nothing else than just being.
Mm.
Because you create the space for yourself in your heart, in your life, you know? And the choice that you talk about is very powerful because that's what you have, power of choice. That's why it is powerful to choose. But if you're coming from a man pleasing, you're coming from a place where you know worth and where you were as what you did and what you have, and that is not the real you. It's just what other people project, what you have to be. Yeah, you know what I mean? The things that we just had to go through in showing others. No, I'm still here. You know, I'm still here. Even if I don't want to be seen, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still doing the work, behind the scene, Not all the people that are in the front, It's the people behind the scenes that are actually the people that are doing the work. Because true leaderships are not really coming from a place of flow. They're coming from a place of control. And that is not a leader. A leader allows you to grow. It guides you. It holds your hand when you need a hand to be held. Too many leaders. We have too many leaders, but we don't have leaders. They all want to be a leader, but they don't want to lead with the guidance. They don't want to tell you, but they don't show you. Actions speak louder than words. It's a humble, sacred space to be in. That's you. Before you want to change everybody around you, change yourself. You'll be surprised how many lives you change by being you. Because there's only one you.
And then there's the reality that we live in a relational world.
Is it? Yeah. Is it?
So we co-create and we collaborate.
There's it. There's it.
Relations.
There's it. If you want to go far in life, you not got to, because it's a choice. Let's get our words right. But you go much further. And it's a real demonstration here because none of us wanted to do this alone. That's why we're here. Volunteering, not obligated. Because we're doing the work. We're showing up. So that's what I respect. You know? I be me, you be you, and we come together and we bring it out and let it shine. Because that's what we are here, to shine our light. For once in our lives, let's just shine our light and stop dimming others. because it's too bright for you. Mm. And so we think that we can just quickly make a little adjustment and say, no, you're just too much now. You're just too much. I'm too much. And I'm saying this because I want my unconscious to hear it. If I'm too much, go find somebody else. My life in adjusting in somebody else's check box is over. I give myself a tick. And that's why I have the life I love. Right here, right now, living the life I love. I love my life. I celebrate my life. And everybody around me. I make people know that they are seen and loved because that's who and what they are. They're unique and they're special because they are who they are. And they show up like Yen. And they show up like Nikki. We're not here to pretend. No.
We're here to be of service to each other and to ourselves.
There's it, Hans. Thank you for delivering it. Thank you for bringing it home. Touchdown. Here we go.
Anytime. You pass the ball.
Touchdown, must be. Listen, girl. I'm calling you girlfriend now too, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, because this is what I love about girlfriends. And I'm doing it with Allison because this is the most empowering part of my day right now, being with Allison, let me tell you. So I don't want to share it, but I'm going to share it with you too, okay? You're also my girlfriend.
I'm used to that. I'm used to having more girlfriends than boyfriends.
You know, yes, Hans, you know what? Hans, you're on my team, man. You're on my team. I choose you. We're going to win this Saturday, my dear. The Rockies are going to win. We're going to win. Oh, we are in the winning side. Did you see that, Alison? The Springboks won last week. Woo! They won
I
at
actually
Fiji.
didn't. I forgot to look.
No, listen, let me tell you. Oh, my. Yeah, just very briefly. I'm just going to lower myself down because it's getting too excited. So just breathe.
I'm gonna go, Nikki. I have to go. Thank you
I
so
have to
much,
deliver.
everybody.
I have to deliver. Just know that watch next week. That's all I gotta say. Watch this week.
Okay, I
Because
will.
we're on the winning side. I just want you to know. We're touching down, baby. We're touching down.
That's
We're going to the World
amazing.
Cup. We're going to the World Cup, baby. We'll be in the
Oh,
World
it's
Cup. Okay, I
fantastic.
love you. Thank you for
Okay,
bringing
bye,
everything today.
everybody.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you, Alison. Have a
you.
pleasant day.
Bye.
Oh my
Bye,
God,
Allison.
she lit me up now. She got me lit. I'm sitting here by a fire thinking, oh, I'm so warmed up now. I'm ready to go. But thank you for that, Hans. That was beautiful. Yeah, that was really, it was
It's
gorgeous.
rugby over now.
What's that? No, we're still in the
Rugby-
trials. We're still in the trials. We still
Still in the trials.
We still have
I
to.
didn't know.
Yeah, man.
I
We
didn't
gotta
know.
win.
I thought it was the World Cup or something.
No,
The
it
way you were
is the
talking.
World Cup. It's the World Cup. We playing for the World Cup, my dear.
Okay.
We're still in trials. We have to win. We have to win. So we're winning. We won last week. Yes. But we lost with the we lost the Wales. Yeah.
The British teams
But we
are
still but
tough
yeah,
team.
but but we're still in. We're still in the game. So as I'm gonna say, this is game over for me today. It was lovely playing with everybody. Thank you for being a great teammate. I appreciate
So all have
you.
a pleasant day.
I'm going to have the best
all.
day. I love you. Bye for now.
Bye, all.
Bye.
Bye, Heinz. Bye, Craig.
Take care.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye, Craig. It's only you and me.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I became host, it said.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I thought it would be you who became host.
We made
You have a blessed day.
made you host.
Yeah,
Yeah, you too.
bye.
Bye.